Hey YouTube, coming at you with some battles in the Great League submitted by Zephyrnik, and they said, "Hey Dan, been playing GBL for about a year now, and recently more seriously. I haven't hit Legend yet, but I've been 2800 to 2900 a couple times, and I felt like if I just played all my sets, that I could probably gotten close. If you have any tips on my gameplay, I'm happy to hear them. I feel my biggest weakness is team reading. I can't quickly in my head go through the most likely Pokemon the opponent might have, and I have to choose the wrong Pokemon even if I have to switch because I fail to identify what's in the back. I enjoy team building and spend a great amount of time figuring everything out in the beginning of the season. Can I hit Legend with this team this season combined with any tips you have for me?" Well, thanks for this mission. Okay, so it's Jumpluff, feraligatr, DIGGERSBY. Can you hit Legend with this specific team? Potentially. Here are the strengths and weaknesses. Strengths, you got feraligatr, which is the best safe swap in this meta, which is very, very spammy and will grab shields. It is a low glassy, you kind of need shields for it potentially, so you have two bulky Pokemon, Jumpluff and DIGGERSBY. With that, you have enough coverage, right? DIGGERSBY weak to water and grass, and Jumpluff will deal with that. And then the drawback is Jumpluff's main weakness is ice. So it's double weak to ice. And DIGGERSBY is also weak to ice. And feraligatr with something like a Dewgong is going to be like evenish at best. So ice could potentially be a problem for this team. But like Jumpluff's going to have a problem with poisons and DIGGERSBY can deal with poisons. So overall, it's a pretty balanced team despite the double ice weakness there. So let's take a look at it in action and see how it works. So this is, again, a decent lead. They get out into Drapion. Yep, this is the best answer for Drapion. Drapion is actually kind of tough for the front. Hydros will chip, but Shadow Claw's resisted and then taken super effective from the poison jabs on the Jumpluff. And this thing is spammy. So your opponent's going to get a second move off here. Going to commit the shield, hoping maybe that the Scorching Sands is either let go or lowers their attack. Undercharges. I don't know if I love an undercharge here. Damn, that was a perfect undercharge. Holy smokes. Shows what I know. That was actually a very impressive undercharge. Undercharging is so tough to actually get the exact number you need to farm down right as they're getting to the Aqua Tail is actually quite impressive. Allows you to get to the Scorching Sands and still live. Going to try and grab a shield here or take this out, and they're going to go two shields in the back with a DIGGERSBY. So I guess the only thing I'd say there is don't get farmed down, right? You have two answers, more or less, right? Water and then a flyer. So I think you just, instead of getting farmed down there to maybe get off a Fire Punch, you just come in with your other Pokemon. That'd be my suggestion. So going for that energy ball, I kind of like this one. They had a lot of energy, forced them to get rid of like the Fire Punches if they have it, instead of having Scorching Sands for feraligatr. And non-stab Fire Punches don't do a punch. At this point, yeah, at this point it's just aerial ace range because they're pretty low. They're going to have to start shielding here. That's exactly what happens. Yeah, they give it up anyways, just because you had such an advantage. You could have just stayed in and forced the last one out, but that's fine. Gastrodon, again, great lead. They'll get out into something, and that something is a Dewgong, right? So again, at best, you have feraligatr, which Shadow Claws are neutral, but your Hydros are resisted, whereas their Ice Shards are resisted and their Drill Run is neutral. They are shielding, perhaps trying to get an Icy Wind off here and just continue to lower your... Yeah. You know... With that shield that they gave you, it kind of felt like they were trying to Icy Wind you to lower your attack before taking a move. And now double shielding this, which is just like... I mean, if you're going to double shield something on this team, might as well be the super classy Pokemon. Can you farm down? You can, which is great. Toxapex comes in, which is, again, another answer to feraligatr, but at this point you just stay in. This one you have to stand because you have such a good lead against the Gastrodon, and you want that Jumpluff on it, and you do not want DIGGERSBY on it. So there is absolutely, you do not leave this matchup. You stay in, you get the DIGGERSBY on this, you instant swap when you see them instant swap. I would just be farming up a ton here. You know what? I would try to actually take them out before the switch timer. So I would probably throw right here on good timing and just, yeah, forcing them out here. Force them to make a decision. Give me a shield, or I'm going to have some energy coming out of this. And this energy, it's going to be, they're going to need to get to a sludge wave. And by that point, Diggersby is going to just wipe up with them. So yeah, they're basically ready to top left. Sludge wave probably comes close to one-shotting, not quite. And then you instant swap. Yeah, okay. So yeah, outside of just like staying in and getting farmed down that one matchup, yeah, you're basically playing pretty good so far. No real comments. Okay, mirror match. The only thing I would say here is at least try and fake an acrobatics. Don't just throw the aerial ace right away, because if you know it's an aerial ace, you're unlikely to shield. Whereas if you think it's an acrobatics, then they're potentially more likely to shield. So that's exactly what's happening here. They didn't shield, but you know what? That's fine. You, I think, did that correctly. You built up, knew they were throwing the aerial ace, but now it's a CMP race. So now you know you lose CMP. So you have one or two options here. You just lose CMP and then you come in, or you try and catch it on Diggersby. Yeah. Catching the aerial ace, knowing that you will outpace to a fire punch, I think. And they come in with Gallade. Now, even with the close combat, oh wait, Leaf Blade is super effective. They have Leaf Blade, so that's going to come pretty quick. I would probably have let that go just because you're going to get out spammed here pretty bad. So there doesn't seem to be like a point of shielding up anything. Like I would just let this go and try and grab a second shield or take this out. And then essentially you're just going to go try and feraligatr for the rest of this, going straight for Scorching Sands. Again, try and grab that second shield or take them out. Not a bad idea here. They do end up shielding. They're going to have to throw another move. That's fine. And they catch on a jumpluff, but they caught knowing that it's going to be a fire punch. And you still get the resisted farmed, like double, triple resisted. Oh, no, sorry. That is not Mud Shot. It is Quick Attack. Neutral. I was like, how did you get a triple resisted farm down? You didn't. You got a neutral farm down with Quick Attack. This thing's going back here, which is fine. At this point, you just let this go and just go feraligatr for the win. Instant swap, or CMP, I guess. That's fine. If you did not get the move off, I would have banked this energy and come feraligatr and just clawed to get ahead on energy. And another mud boy. So, hello, goodbye. Okay, pretty bad lead. Interesting. Okay. I guess why? So I understand that Diggersby is half normal, which means you would double resist the Astonish. However, if I'm a Driftblim, you talk about team building here. If I'm a Driftblim and my main focus is Astonish, which is a ghost move, I have answers for two things. I have answers for normal and I have answers for dark, aka a fighter, most likely. So to come straight in with your normal answer is probably not the best idea. It's probably better to come for Feraligatr. Now, I know you're nervous with Feraligatr because the problem with Feraligatr is no, you shouldn't be nervous with Feraligatr. You should definitely come in with Feraligatr, get those super effective claws, get one or two, and then again, if Machamp comes in, maybe you get outpaced to moves here, but you have a little bit of advantage. You could probably live one cross chop, and then you go there from there. So now you're left with the Driftblim. Now you're left with one Pokemon that can Icy Wind you, double super effective, and you can't even reset. So they just come in Machamp knowing that they're going to just draw this energy off you, let this go, and then just take that shield on the back for Driftblim and just dominate. So you can't come in Diggersby there. You just got to recognize that they probably have an answer for dark and normal types, because if they have a lead of Astonish user in Driftblim, and you got to come for Feraligatr. Okay, this is tricky. So, you're half flying, so rock is super effective. You're now coming into feraligatr, which is a little behind on energy to start with, and then secondly, the hydro cannon, no, the shadow claw is resisted because they're half normal. I mean, they're fully normal, so that's double resisted claws. And now this thing's gonna out spam you. I think they can maybe get to the move before you can. No, I guess they need one more, so you're 4-3-3, something like that. And these are 3 turn fast moves, so maybe you can outpace here. Maybe not though. Oh, that's bad. Yeah, and again, you can't really come Diggersby because they probably have an answer for Diggersby because it's ground and ground resists the rock. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have like some sort of answer for Diggersby, whether it be a water or a fight or something. Grass. There's probably something in the back that's going to deal with Diggersby. Your fast move timing is pretty good, actually. Do take it out. Maybe some sort of flyer. And okay, there's your water, right? Because, yeah, there's a ton of ground in this meta. So if you're going to have a rollout user, you probably want an answer for ground. They just overfarm. Now, I think you just let this go. Have you seen the... You're probably going to have to shield a move because they're probably at Ice Beam. And I would respect that Ice Beam. Now, what do they have in the back? Mandibuzz. Well, you got Fairy Wind, but you only got Aerial Ace, and they will also have Aerial Ace, which is super effective. So I don't know if these non-stab Fairy Winds and pathetic Aerial Aces on a defensive heavy Pokemon like Jumpluff are going to be enough to outpace this thing. Yeah, so it was kind of tough getting farmed down there, that feraligatr. Really put you in like a unwinnable situation there. So you're spamming, but again, Aerial Ace is a bad move. Jumpluff is super defensive heavy. Mandibuzz is very tanky. You have no shields. Aerial Ace on their end is super effective. Just a recipe for you are not going to win this one. Okay, Wheezing. Getting out of the Wheezing because at best you can throw Aerial Ace again. Getting into the feraligatr. Brutal Swing's going to come pretty quick. Could even be play rough, but Brutal Swing it does come quick. And then they get into Gastrodon. Knowing that their Gastrodon is essentially useless against your flyer. They let one go. They may get to buy Sam here and force your shield. You can do one of two things. You just let this go and just go 2 shield for the both in the back here for both of you, or you shield once and throw Hydro and force their shield. So you bring it down to the 1 shield scenario. But opting to let it go, keep 2 shields, and just commit to the very aggressive Fairy Wind down, knowing that the Mud Shots are resisted. And Body Slam, like I've said many times, is garbage on Gastrodon. Oof. Get hit with a 5-turn Incinerate there. And now you have a not good matchup here, but at least the quick attacks are neutral. Going for what is net single resisted move here, Scorching Sands, which is probably the right idea. Potentially lower their attack. Does just more raw damage and also resisted Fire Punch. So I think that is the right play. I probably would have thrown a Fire Punch there though. I would have gone 2 quick attacks and thrown a Fire Punch before that Incinerate registers, because that way you would have grabbed a shield, and now they know they could just go 2 shield Wheezing here. So yeah, I probably would have thrown that Fire Punch to grab a heat there. I saw the word overheat, so I said grab a heat there, to grab a shield there. They're going to commit the double shield. Their attack is now lowered. They just straight overheat is a decision to make like 10 seconds into you coming in, because you're still switch lock for 40 seconds. If you're going to throw an overheat, you wait on that overheat. They're going to try and get out of there. As we'll say, you can see they were trying to get out, but because they had switch locked themselves and threw so quickly, they're just now in a brutal situation. And now they have to come in, but you're going to throw to take this out. So this incinerate, it's not going to take you out. And now you can just fairy wind down. Yeah, I think your opponent should not have thrown that overheat there. Okay, Dunsparce, we've seen this again. And again, you're just going straight for Alligator. Let's see if you do not get farmed down this time. Again, one move won't take you out. The last one was throwing... Yeah, Drill Run is the better move. I don't know why your last opponent was throwing Rock Slide. A little off on the fast move there, but I think the game kind of jumped on you. AKA lag, frame drops, whatever you want to call it. And they eventually get into a Azumarill. So your switch clocks are pretty desynced. The thing is, though... Diggersby weak to water and ice. Jumpluff double weak to ice. So if this thing has Ice Beam with the bubble, you are in trouble for both these Pokemon, which is kind of where the flaw comes in. I don't know if I get farmed down here because now you just gave them a couple more bubbles, so they have at least one Ice Beam. You're gonna have to double shield here. I don't even know if an Ice Beam one shots because it's from an Azumarill and it's non-stab, but this will take you down to like the, I think, red anyways, like deep yellow red if it lands. Okay, that's actually the more that was actually left with more yellow than I had expected, quite honestly, for being a double super effective move. You know, I maybe wanted to have chipped there with Energy Ball just because you're behind on shields, and now coming into this matchup, you're behind on energy. So I think you have to like throw that Energy Ball to like force a shield or do so much damage that you can just come quick attack and not have to take multiple moves on Diggersby. So that's what I would have done differently. I just would have like, if I was in that situation, I would have like thrown the move on Jumpluff. How many Pokemon do they have left? Scorching Sands with a bunch of shields seems like a waste. But now I'm just going to try and snipe. Yeah, I felt like they were... I mean, I get it. They could have just let that go and tried to shield whatever's in the back. And that in the back is a Clodsire. So maybe they worried about the Clodsire versus Diggersby, which is why they shielded, but I don't know if I love that move. They do farm down. At this point, they're just going to go double Earthquake because it would be pretty stupid to bait. Trying to lower their attack. I mean, well, you are trying to lower their attack, but you're also trying to do a super effective move there. Yeah, you're so low. They're just gonna go straight Earthquake. It doesn't make sense. Again, try and bait here. You have to. It's like one of your only win cons. I don't even know if it's a win con, quite honestly. You may just be like screwed anyways. Yeah, there's not much you can do there. Yeah, not a ton you can do, honestly. Golurk, that's a great lead. They're slow on the get out. There comes your Diggersby to resist the rollout. Drill Run is neutral, so you have a pretty big advantage. I would throw one Scorching Sand just to see if you can lower their attack, and then farm a bit here. You probably need a second one because Dunsparce is pretty tanky and it's a Diggersby here. But there is your lowering of the attack, so that is huge. At this point, I'm almost even confident to like just farm and let them throw a third move and come out with like a move and a half, quite honestly. But because yeah, now this doesn't take out, they're still going to land the move. That's probably why I would have over farmed, because now you're going to come out with like very little energy, whereas if you like over farmed, you would have come out with like still taking the move, still taking them out, but come out with like closer to a move already. So maybe you get to like a Fire Punch here. That would have been the difference. Interesting. Coming in, I'm surprised I didn't chip you because you just exposed your last Pokemon. I would have come Jumpluff. A potential argument for coming for Alligator is trying to get ahead on energy, knowing that they're going to instant swap. The other argument is if they throw a Shadow Punch, it puts you in a tricky situation where you do not know what's in the back yet. So you need to make a decision of like, okay, do I shield or not shield because I don't know what's in the back? How much damage is it going to do? And then you put yourself in a weird situation of like, you need to make a decision. So I think that, again, you won the matchup, so it didn't matter in the long run, but yeah. A lot of Dunsparce leads. Did a content creator like put this out or something? Why are we seeing so many Dunsparce leads? Usually Dunsparce is reserved to the safe swap in this meta. Wiggly, which is a second normal Pokemon. which also has most likely Icy Wind. So at this point, yeah, I think you're just basically sacrificing Jumpluff. I don't even know if okay. You do shield. It is, I get it. It is double super effective. With the lowered attack, does Aerialise even take out a Wiggly from the red? No, it doesn't. 1 HP. That's kind of what I thought. And again, this is, I don't know the numbers. I just know the feeling because I've played enough to know like, Jumpluff, very defensive heavy. Aerialise a crap move. Wiggly a little tanky. So I just kind of like felt like, yeah, this will be like really, really close. Not knowing like the specifics of numbers. That's just experience. That's just having played for 20 seasons now and tens and thousands of battles here. So taking a drill run. Getting off Scorching Sands. Yeah, I think you made like 1 or 2 fast move timing mistakes, but for the most part, you've been pretty good. Just basically letting this go. That was a mistake. I think I try and snipe now. All right, you're banking the energy. But if they just continue to let this go and try and come out with like 2 earthquakes, who's gonna win CMP? Diggersby. They honestly, they may not even be at an earthquake right now, so you may actually get the Scorching Sands off. I don't even know who would win. Diggersby versus Clodsire. Who would win CMP there? Now get that full farm down. Get another. It's a nice. Actually, that was really nice banking of the energy there. Okay, I think there's like 2 minutes of battles left, so maybe the last one here. Now, with a Shadow Jumpluff, I just naturally assume Aerialise. They may not. They may have Acrobatics, who knows, but, you know, the recommended moveset on a Shadow is Aerialise. You do grab a shield, going up to that Acrobatics bait, and they do throw the Acrobatics, so is it advantage you? It's one of these tricky ones, because now they know they can let this go, but at this, 2 is not going to take out. Now, the thing is, I don't know if 1 Acrobatics takes out either, quite honestly. I think it'll put you super low, but I think you'll live with like a few HP on this. Yeah. And so they decide to get out. Yeah, it was close whether you could have got a energy ball off. If you could have, I would have thrown it, but I don't know if you can even take 1 more Ice Shard, double super effective. You have like 1 HP, so you probably could not have. So it probably was the right play just to get out and bank that Aerialise. And again, Dugong is tough for this team, being double weak to ice. Need to come into this matchup, which is still not an amazing matchup in itself. It's low enough now, so you just kind of let this go and just come in quick attack with Diggersby. And they instant swap, and it is a Gastrodon, and that is what? I don't know. I don't know what that is. Come in and snipe. So trying to grab this last shield. I assume they'll come into the very aggressive farm down here. That's exactly what they do. So now they're pretty close to 2 earth powers. So why would you bait? Why would you bait? When you're so close to 2 earth powers there, there's no point of baiting. If you're going to bait on the second one, don't bait on the first one. Don't bait at all when you're that far ahead, quite honestly. Now they can just go body slam. And so what are you, 1 move away here, so you're going to win? Yeah. So, okay, so good matches. How much more damage is quick attack than... So there's 2 things I wanted to check here. And then I'll give you my final thoughts here. The first one was on Diggersby. how much more damage versus slower is quick attack compared to Mudshot? So now they're the same energy because Mudshot got nerfed, right? So Mudshot's only 4 energy now, and so is quick attack. So same energy at 4, which is not bad, and damage on 3 quick attack. So quick attack's obviously the better move. 3 damage is not bad. You get same type attack bonus on that, so that's kind of nice. So yeah, so that's that. And the second, what are the stats? 96 attack on Diggersby, which is very low. I assume Clodsire is higher. 94 on Clodsire. Wow. Again, this is just base stats, so it's probably IV dependent. Who's going to win that Clodsire versus Diggersby CMP there, potentially. Anyways, thanks for the team. Yeah, like I said, double weak to ice has caused you a bit of problems. In terms of team recognition, if there's an easy way, like you just kind of need to, I'll just go back to that Dunsparce Drifblim, the Drifblim example, because it's just, you got to be like instant like that. You got to be like, okay, they have a Drifblim. It's got its focus. It has Icy Wind, sure, but its focus is Astonish and Shadow Ball. Its main weakness is Ice and Dark. And normal typing will resist the Astonish as well. So what can hit super effective against normal, Ice, and Dark? Fighting. They probably have a fighter and then a safe swap in the middle somewhere. So when you had that matchup and you came into Diggersby, they had a fighter because there are 3 basically weaknesses. Ice, rock too, like it's weak to rock because you're a flyer, so you're weak to ice, weak to rock, dark will resist, normal typing will resist your Astonish. Every single one of those can be answered by a fighter. So if it's a balanced team build, they probably have like a fighter and a safe swap. Now, not every team needs to be a balanced team, right? There's variations of teams. My teams are probably out of date now. But if you want to go to I have a team building series. If for those of you who are newer and haven't checked my playlist, I have a team building series where I kind of go over all these different types of teams. So the one I just explained, a balanced team of like cover your weakness with a safe swap, is like the balanced one. But I also showcased ABB. I forget if I did ABA. I did like all safe swap teams. I did like, I think I did like maybe like a glass cannon or 1 glass cannon or 2 glass cannon team where you have like 1 super like go look at my well, glow kicks isn't a great example, although go watch that video because I use low kicks. When is that video coming out? Yeah, it came out yesterday. So if you watch that low kicks video, I used a zoom roll and then I used Drapion, but then at the end of the video when I was like, what does PV Poke recommend? It does recommend like a bulkier Pokemon like Clodsire or something like that. So that's an example of where you would do like 2 bulky Pokemon, a Zoomer and Clodsire, with a very glassy, more attack heavy low kicks. So there's various team build comps that you can use here. So even though I could read that Machamp in the back, they may not have a balanced team like that. It could be something different. So team reading is a little different, is a little trickier, especially at various elo ranges. I do find like the better players, the top tier battlers, do sort of team build the same. Like if you watch top teams that like I and Yonkis and Home Slice use, and when Tho was around, Tho and I used to team build almost identical. There was like multiple times where we put out like the exact same team because there's a limited amount of Pokemon, there's a limited ways that you can team build, and him and I just had very similar team building styles. So yeah, I feel like a lot of the higher rated players team build the same, but you don't need to team build like us. There's different ways to team build. There's different Pokemon to use. You guys got to find what's best for you. But if you want to look at different strategies, team building series in my playlist. Anyways, thanks for the submission. This afternoon we'll look at all the different shadow Pokemon coming to you for the event, and then we'll do top teams tomorrow. So thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.